Hello Leo, how are you? Welcome to your May 2016 love and general readings. And here we are joined by my little lion, Duncan. I'm deciding to do these on the floor today, so she is joining us. And let me go ahead and get started. Okay, Leo, your love reading for May. Here we go. Okay. Interesting, we have three wands, or I'm sorry, aces, not wands. Three aces. In terms of a romance, right? I mean, aces for me, even Ace of Swords, they're all so wonderful. I'm doing reversals this month. I don't normally do it, but I didn't think about it when I started, so I'm just doing all the signs with reversals. I didn't prep my deck properly, but I mean, the Ace of Cups in reverse tells me that something in the romance department of your life is just a little bit off. If you are in a relationship and that relationship has been somewhat burdensome, there might be a realization that this is not the relationship for you. Okay, that's one scenario. Don't freak out. If you are in a long-term relationship, a long-term marriage, and your relationship has seemed a little bit burdensome, you might be craving change within that relationship. And if you are just starting to get to know someone, or if you are just dating, you might have a realization that you might be dating like in the wrong dating pool. And don't freak out again. I'm going to say that again. I'm not trying to be like negative Nancy here. I'm just, it's actually a really positive thing, okay? Because once you realize this, once you have this aha type of moment, like, oh God, I'm craving something new, I'm craving something different. Things just don't seem to be working out the way I want. I'm not feeling fulfilled in some way. That is a really strong indicator and a really triumphant beginning to making change in your life. There is a prominent change that is coming your way. It can be on any level, right? If you're dating, you can meet someone great. If you are getting to know someone, you can move into a long-term relationship, or you can realize that that relationship isn't what you want and you can get out. It can indicate change in terms of adventure and exploration in your relationship and evolving that relationship, taking it to new levels. I love the Tower card. For me, it's one of the most exciting cards. When I do my own, personal readings for myself, if the Tower comes, I always get excited. And it always brings challenges. Yes, it brings challenges. It affects us. It affects us emotionally, financially, I guess in any different way, in any kind of way. But those changes always are an indicator that we are creating the life that we want. Change is an indication that we are taking life by the horns and we are steering it in the right direction. And sometimes the universe has to come in and intervene a little bit. It needs us to realize things. It needs us to have information. It needs us to see certain things. And when that happens, we are then able to move forward in the most progressive and most productive way. Okay, I know that's not love related, it's very general, but I see realization here. I see clarity and understanding. There is something in your life, something that will occur, that will come into your life, that's going to put your mind at rest. Okay, you're going to feel mentally at peace. Any emotional burden, I think, even though I know I'm contradicting myself a little bit here, but I know I just barely said that you're going to have mental peace. Peace, yes. Rest, yes. But still a very active mind. Okay, it doesn't mean you're going to just stop thinking, of course, right? But I think you're going to start seeing things for what they are. You're going to start seeing behavior, what was said, what was done, what happened. And you're going to be able to look at those things, to look back at certain things in a very objective way and see things that maybe you've been suppressing a little bit, or maybe you haven't admitted to yourself. That is going to bring about this change, okay? That realization, this understanding, these two are very much connected here. And sometimes understanding is just, not sometimes, it is the first step to proper change, okay? Well, let me go here because it's going to put you a little out of your comfort zone. You maybe have been quite hunky-dory in your relationship. Things have been going well, or things have at least been maintaining themselves. There haven't been a lot of arguments. There hasn't been a lot of drama. Let's say you've had a very peaceful relationship. But there are things, there's always things, that are going to come to light. You're going to realize that you're going to begin to accept. And like I said, I think there is some level of a burden or obligation or responsibility here. There is some indication that you've been carrying a very heavy load, be it emotional, be it mental. And this is relationship specific, right? So in your relationship, you have been feeling weighed down. Ultimately, you do want success in your relationship. That's why you do it. Sometimes, as a random example, if your partner is having health issues, maybe they can't work anymore or they need a break, from work, that means you are doing double duty. Okay, you might be a caretaker and the breadwinner. Okay, just one example. But it's something that you do. It's something that you are willing to do for love. We all have been there in some form or fashion. Those responsibilities are worthwhile, and we do it with a happy heart. But it doesn't mean it doesn't weigh us down. It doesn't mean it doesn't affect us. And it's okay to be a little bit selfish, right? In admitting that. It's okay to feel and to think about us, and that burden can sometimes, affect our spirit a little bit. It can affect our zest, our passion, our, spark sometimes. And I do think that, on any level, just starting to date, in a relationship, long-term marriage, wherever you are, you might be feeling just a little bit challenged in getting things going, in getting things to change, in getting your partner on board, right? There might be a little bit of miscommunication, if you decide to express some concerns based on, your newfound realizations. If you were to express those things, they might not quite understand you the way you might hope. They might not entirely be, totally on board with you 100%. And that in and of itself can be a challenge as well. I think the unity that you might feel is going to be challenged, but it is something that will inevitably occur. Okay, we have one single major arcana in this whole reading, and it is the Tower. It truly is something that is, it's out of our control, okay? So if you find, let's say as an example, that you're just starting to get to know someone and you're no longer happy being in just kind of an open-ended, undefined relationship, and you want to be more exclusive, you want to be monogamous, right? That something just doesn't sit with you well, or that idea of remaining, having an undefined, open-ended relationship isn't defined. There is going to be a turning point in your future, whether it's you coming to the docket and saying, this is what I want, whether it's them coming to the docket and saying, this is what I want, whether it's, something else, third party that doesn't have anything to do with either one of you that brings you together, or that takes you apart, depending on which way it goes, depending on the status of your relationship. It's just something that is going to happen. It's not to be questioned. Really, it's not to be questioned. Let me pull out some more cards here. Sorry, babe. That top one. Oh, I love this. This is so beautiful. Yay! What a perfect way to end this whole thing. Well, I'll start with the Two of Wands. Despite the energy, despite a little bit of unrest, I think you are really starting to grasp what it is you want in life, okay? While you might be out of your comfort zone, while there may be something, that bothers you or whatever it is, you are very much in tune with where you want to go. And making a decision, is this the relationship for me? What do I need to change in my relationship in order to get me where I want to go? I love this card. It shows our control over our own lives. They always say, your life is what you make it. And it's a very true concept. And sometimes it takes actually creating that in order to see how much control we actually have. And by taking these steps, by taking these actions, I'm getting a sense of new joy, okay? Whether it is someone new coming in, if you decide that a relationship is not for you and you need to end it and you need to get out, there's someone new around the corner for you. And if you decide that something needs to change in your relationship and that you're ready for something different, don't worry, because there is going to be a renewal of some sort. There's going to be an expression and a new adventure awaiting you together in that relationship. This can go in so many different directions, and it's so, you will need to be the one that applies it to your life. Because I'm seeing it in so many different scenarios, right? And just know that at the end, it's incredibly promising and it is incredibly positive. Okay, and it's exciting that to make it through a challenge, to make it through a tough spot, it's so worth it. And to be honest with yourself, honest with what you want in your life, it's going to get you where you want to be. I promise. Okay, so let me go ahead and just throw these back into the deck. Okay. General. How interesting. I pulled this card in the Cancer reading in this exact same position in this general reading as well. Oh, come on, Duncan. Come on, you're in the way. I know, baby. All right, let's get started here. A couple recurring themes, right? We had this one, we had this one. Yeah, just the two, I think. And I'm going to start with the 8 of Pentacles in the center because it's connected to with the major arcana of, you know, or also number 8. So 2 8s directly connected, both in reverse. And to me, I'm really sensing some lack of focus, okay, which contradicts a little bit my last reading, but this is more of a general sense, right? I'm trying to take these generals and make them more like, or less about the love, because a lot of times you can apply it to the love energies too. But, you know, in career, in finance, in health, in even, you know, I can throw family in there too. Like that something is just kind of like, maybe you're just feeling quite distracted. You might be feeling distracted by someone. You might be feeling distracted by some level of stress that you're having. Just feeling a little bit off your game in certain things, okay? But not, I mean, I'm going to contradict myself again, just so you know, a little bit, but a little off your game, but yet still very much in control at the same time, if I may, and feeling very comfortable, but still yet weak a little bit. And I think there's an air of vulnerability here. And I think there's, I mean, I see this, and I see that there is some stress point for you. Okay, there is something in your life that is causing upheaval. It may or may not be relationship related. It might be, you know, a quarrel with someone at work, or a disagreement, or a client issue. If you own your own business, you know, it could be an issue with employees. If you are, you know, in terms of a hobby or something like that, you could be even experiencing some financial issues as well. Even though I don't really think that's the case. I think it's more just stress-wise, not so much on the financial side, but that there is some stress point there. And it's probably something that you don't quite understand, right? Probably something that you aren't quite, like, you're just not quite sure. Oh, my other cat's playing. You're just not quite sure where things are going. You're not quite sure what other people are thinking. You're not quite sure how to handle or how to manipulate or how to control a specific area of your life. It's interesting, I have the Magician and the Ace of Swords on either side of this Eight of Pentacles, and the aces, they're sort of in line with one another, but this is reversed. So again, a lack of understanding, so feeling a little bit weak, feeling a little bit out of your element. And I say the word stressed, I do feel like it's actually kind of like a battle between yourself, right? Your true self and your stressed out self, and feeling like totally in control, like everything's going well, and oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I have no idea what I'm doing, right? This could very much be that internal side of you, right? That internal child. How are we reacting? Oh my God, we're so freaked out. There's some issue. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle it. I have no idea where I'm going or what I'm, that it's like it's like the angel and the devil on either shoulder. And yet this is how you need to project yourself to be: calm, cool, collected. Nothing is an issue. I'm the best person in the world. I'm amazing. I can handle everything. But yet your inner voice is screaming and throwing a big tantrum inside, right? And I think that's kind of where the duality comes in. And that almost like confusion, okay? That there might be something that you don't know how to handle and it's throwing you off. It's causing you to be a little bit fearful and not sure of yourself, but also maybe too sure of yourself. Like you got to just go in and attack it, and yet you have no idea how you're going to fix it. And it's like so opposite this reading. The Nine of Pentacles is such a warm and inviting, and I think this is a message to you to be open-minded. And even though you may be feeling stressed, you may be feeling freaked out, you might be feeling totally out of your element and have no idea what to do or who to talk to, how to rectify something, to just be open to possibilities. There's a very big chance you're not going to understand something from someone, or that something's going to happen in your life and you just really have no direction, right? But if you can remain open-minded, if you can remain welcoming and approachable, right? I think there will be a point where you can gather yourself, you can gather the proper information, you can acquire what you need to get that knowledge, right? Because we do have the Magician here, which also sort of trumps the Ace, even though this is, reversed. So whatever needs to be done, okay, even though you might not know initially what to do, and you might be feeling unfocused and scattered, the words that are coming to mind is fake it till you make it. Okay, fake it till you make it. Put on that air, put on that project that image of being totally cool, of being super mature and like nothing affects you despite how you might be feeling on the inside. And I love proper communication. Communication is so important in any issue, right? Like I said, if you're having an issue with a client, you might be about to lose that client. Things might not be going well on their project. Don't freak out, okay? Just listen. Acquire all the information. Be thorough. Be honest. Ask questions. Because the more knowledge you have, the more you acquire, the more calm, the more like this you will be. Therefore, you will have the ability to properly communicate, properly negotiate, properly express your side and articulate your needs, your company's needs, your employees' needs. And you will then be able to find a solution, okay? This is going to be challenging for you. Like, without question, it's going to be a challenge. It's not going to be an easy thing. But like I said, fake it till you make it. Put on that facade, regardless of how you're feeling on the inside, because that facade is what is going to enable you and act as the catalyst or the channel through which you will acquire the information that you need in order to rectify the situation. Did that just make sense? I just said a lot of things. I hope that makes sense. I know it's getting a little bit dark in here. Hopefully you can see the cards. I do these readings via natural light. It's my own preference, and it is starting to get dark, so I hope you can still see. Okay, so many pentacles here. It tells me, or it indicates to me, that this is going to be more work related than anything. Family, there's a possibility of it being family related, but I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentacle cards. King and Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. I mean, you have characters here. So I mean, you can apply it however it fits your life and wherever it provides insight, but I'm getting a sense it's going to be more in that career finance realm, even if it's like simply an expense that comes your way. The Knight of Pentacles versus the Knight of Swords. I mean, look at how opposite these are. I mean, even the colors themselves are so opposite. You yourself are going to be feeling this duality within you very prominently. And the advice I have here, that this card is screaming out to me, is just take it slow, okay? If you do have a big expense that comes in, if you do have a client issue, an employee issue, a coworker issue, take it in stride. Don't just spout your mouth off and just start saying things that you don't mind. Be very keen on what it is you're thinking, and only speak when it's relevant. Only say things that are important. Only say things that add or that are productive in finding a solution. Okay? Productive to finding a solution. I mean, that concept, okay, that concept, despite how unfocused you may feel, these are such focused energies. All 3 of them, they're so like honed in on what it is they want, on the overall objective. If you don't know, don't speak. Don't express an opinion, because that can cause more issues. Be very mindful of what you say. Keep your eye on the goal. And I think for you, the goal is open lines of communication. It's maintaining trust. It's being trustworthy, listening, empathizing, sympathizing, offering a helping hand, being there, okay, being available, being welcoming, and allowing others to come to you, allowing people to speak to you, and not passing judgment on them. You will find your way out. You will find your way out of this upheaval that you find yourself in. Things will work itself out. Okay, like I said, just collect, be an information collector. Take a deep breath, just breathe, and know that things will work themselves out. You're going to kind of be stuck in the middle, I think, of two people. You know, even here, this can represent even someone else, you and them. And here you are, here they are freaking out about something and accusing you of things and calling you names or threatening lawsuits or whatever. And I'm getting a more negative sense, okay? This isn't going to be like the fun loving Knight of Swords that's super fun and aggressive and that goes out there and gets it. Like, it's going to be a little bit sharp. It's going to sting a little bit. And or it might sting a little bit. And your role is to just remain calm. Okay? And it will work itself out. It always does. Proper communication is key, but to not say anything without purpose. Everything you say must have purpose. Okay? So I wish you nothing but the best. I hope this works out okay. It'll probably be interesting reading some of the comments to this, and I have a feeling it might not apply to a lot of you. It doesn't have to be about work. It can be in any area. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm super, super happy to be here, and I will see you next month. Thanks.